Between the kidnappings, car bombings, and Molotov cocktails, the Diddy trial just got a whole lot crazier, and I'm going to sum up the most important parts for you as quickly as possible. Now, real quick backstory, Cassie signed to Diddy's record label in 2006, but the relationship did not remain professional for long, because 1 year later, P. Diddy and Cassie started dating. Now, the relationship was far from normal, because P. Diddy hired male entertainers to have intimate encounters with Cassie while Diddy watched and directed the scenes from the corner. By 2011, all these crazy parties led to what could be at best described as a rocky relationship. Now, according to Cassie, her and Diddy were on a break when she secretly started seeing Kid Cudi. Now, I personally doubt Cassie's story about being on a break with Diddy because she said under oath that she doesn't really think you can cheat unless you're married, but that's neither here nor there. When Diddy figured out about Cassie secretly dating Kid Cudi, he flew into a rage. According to P. Diddy's former assistant, Capricorn Clark, Diddy told her that he was going to kill Kid Cudi. And Diddy then forced Clark to drive to Cudi's home at gunpoint. Soon after they arrived, Diddy quickly broke into Kid Cudi's house. And now that Clark was alone outside, she was able to make a phone call to Cassie Ventura. Clark told Cassie about how Diddy broke into Cudi's house and was going to kill Kid Cudi. But this wasn't a private conversation between Cassie and Clark. Kid Cudi was in the background listening in, and when Cudi heard about Diddy's break-in, he jumped into his car and drove back home as fast as he could. But according to Clark, there wasn't a warm welcome waiting for him, just an enraged Diddy and a security team. That's why Kid Cudi found himself in a high-speed car chase with Diddy. Now, the car chase didn't go on for long because they heard police sirens in the distance, probably responding to the break-in, but whatever. Now, according to Cudi's testimony, Diddy absolutely trashed his house. Diddy went under Cudi's Christmas tree and ripped open the family presents before tossing the contents all around the house. Now, I don't know if Diddy was in a competition with the Grinch or something, because he also locked Kid Cudi's dog in the bathroom. And according to Cudi, when he rescued the dog, it was scared and anxious. Now, what Diddy did to freak out that dog is anyone's guess, but given Diddy's history of violence, it was probably something bad. But of course, Diddy didn't only punish Cudi for the secret relationship. He also punished Cassie. He threatened to release one of Cassie's freaky tapes. Now, remember, during freak-offs, Diddy would direct what the male dancers and Cassie were doing from start to finish. And Diddy's directions were far from normal. Apparently, Diddy once ordered an escort to pee in Cassie's mouth, and he caught all of it on tape. And a video like that is the last thing you want released to the public. And according to an email Cassie sent her mother on December 23rd, Diddy threatened to release some of these freaky tapes on Christmas Day. Now, right after hearing about Diddy's threats, Cassie's mom, like any good mom, jumped into defense mode. She looked for any way she could protect Cassie from Diddy releasing the tapes. And apparently, Diddy demanded $20,000 from Cassie's parents as retribution. Now, Cassie's mom didn't have the money, but what she did have was a house. And Diddy forced this little old lady to get a home equity loan to pay him the $20,000 and keep him from releasing the tapes. Now, it's important to understand that $20,000 is nothing to Diddy, but he knew it was a lot to Cassie's mom, and he just wanted Cassie and her family to suffer for trying to cross him. And we know this for a fact because a few days later, he returned the $20,000. Now, I don't know what can show you didn't need the $20,000 more so than returning it, but whatever. But believe it or not, things got even crazier after New Year's. This time, though, Diddy's target wasn't Kid Cudi's home, it was Kid Cudi's car. Diddy used a Molotov cocktail to set Cudi's car on fire. Now, the car is completely totaled, and all available evidence points to Diddy having ordered the destruction of the car. And when Cudi confronted Diddy about the car's destruction later on, Diddy acted like he had no idea what he was talking about. Now, one thing is clear from all this. Violent men never change. Diddy has had billions for decades, and did that change him? No. At the end of the day, he's still the same violent dude he was in the 90s, all right? As a society, there's no more resources we could possibly make available to this man. He is richer than 99% of humans who have ever lived and will ever live, and he still acts like a common gang member. To the women out there, please stop giving men with violent histories a chance. You're making a mistake every time you do. Just look at repeat offense rates. A Rhode Island partner abuse study found that having 2 or more prior arrests for any crime, not just domestic violence, but any crime, have a like 73.3% chance of re-abusing their partner within the same year. That's absurdly high. Violent men tend to be violent again, and Diddy's history of violence is not isolated to Cassie. Everyone knew about this man's past forever ago. He has literally been sentenced to anger management classes for physically threatening a man before, and there's a bunch of legal cases involving assaulting other men, and there are so many rumors around his like hand in the Biggie and Tupac stuff. So I don't know why Cassie thought he was anything but a violent person when she got involved with him in 2007. So Cassie, she committed the classic mistake. She thought it couldn't happen to her, or that there was something different. Like, she thought she was special, okay? Or that, like, the violent man couldn't be violent with me. Like, that's always a bad bet. It's always a bad bet. Don't make that bet, all right? You know, like I know that the media likes to portray, like, the random stranger as the big threat. But random strangers are the least likely to hurt you. Usually, when a girl is, like, murdered or beat or something, the culprit is usually the boyfriend or the husband. So think about it. Why would you give an already known to be violent man that sort of like access to your body? Like, you're putting yourself at risk, simply put. So like, I'm not blaming Cassie for what happened to her. It's not her fault she's getting blackmailed and beaten by Diddy. I would never say that. But what I'm blaming her for is putting herself in a position for this to happen. Like, if you jump into the lion's den, you should expect the lions to eat you. And that's how violent criminals are. You have to be careful with them, all right? Don't jump into a criminal's lion's den. Stay up to date with the Diddy trial by watching my Week 1 in 5 minutes video. You'll quickly get up to speed on all the key testimonies in Week 1. Stay safe and stay sound.